Hello and welcome to everyone watching the Written in Melanin channel. Wherever this day may have found you, I am glad that you're here. My name is Chelsea, also known as CM Lockhart, and I'm here to bring some melanin to your pages. This is a series on the channel called Melanin Awareness, formerly known as the Melanin Spotlight, and like everything related to Written in Melanin publishing, it's designed to make you guys aware of some amazing books written by Black authors that you may or may not already know about. These books are not personally endorsed or approved by me. If they are, I will let you know, but finding Black authors is not always easy, so I'm here to help you guys out. This video in particular features books that I would personally like to read. My birthday is this week on October 14th, so if you feel like gifting your girl one of these books, there's an Amazon wishlist in the description box to help you out. If you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on the channel. All right, let's get into this. The first book we're going to bring some melanin awareness to today is The Neverlist by D.L. White. And the summary from Amazon reads, Esme Whitaker has held out on an important right for just the right person at just the right time. She's had a recent glow-up full of accomplishments to be proud of, but there's still a list of adventures to cross off before her 40th birthday. Take a flight, swim in the ocean, eat exotic food, have sex. On the cusp of her 40th birthday, the time is now. All she needs is the right man. When a date with a potential love interest goes very, very wrong, she's rescued by a tall, bearded, stylish gentleman. What could have been wonderful fizzles instantly. The vibe between them crackles with animosity. Sometimes, though, you get a second chance to make a first impression. Trey Pettigrew is a man with a dream and one job. Keep his father, CEO of Pettigrew Construction, happy during recovery from a heart attack. What should have been a simple acquisition turns sideways when Trey is forced to leave the negotiation table to thwart an attack on a sharp-tongued but intriguing woman. In a twist of fate, the specialist hired to put his acquisition back on track is the woman that Trey rescued. Esme is bright, tenacious, and unrelenting at the contracts table. With her dangerous curves etched into his memory, Trey hopes to make up for his behavior the first time they met, but her no-nonsense attitude about after-hours pursuits puts that idea to bed, until Trey happens upon her Neverlist. Can two people, each determined to accomplish what they've set out to do, find a way to meet in the middle? You know what they say, life is what happens when you make plans. Alright, next up on this list is Make a Scene by Mimi Grace. Retta Majors is having a bad day, but that's to be expected when your ex gets engaged to your cousin. Instead of totally freaking out, Retta decides to attend the wedding with her amazing, faithful, and handsome boyfriend. One problem, he doesn't exist. Duncan Gilmore is living his dream. His boxing gym is open for business, and he's focused on success. The last thing on his mind is a relationship. That is, until the beautiful baker next door makes him an offer so bizarre he can't refuse. One weekend of pretending to be Retta's boyfriend should be easy. However, shared kisses and some flirting start to blur the lines in their fake relationship. When their performance draws to a close, will they go their separate ways or return for an encore? Book number 3 has been on my list for a while, and I am hoping to pick it up soon, and that is The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. Can a girl who risks her life for books and an alien who loves pop music work together to save humanity? A beautiful and thrilling debut novel for fans of Marie Lu and Veronica Roth. 2 years ago, a misunderstanding between the leaders of Earth and the invading Ilori resulted in the deaths of 1/3 of the world's population. Today, 17-year-old Ellie Baker survives in an Ilori-controlled center in New York City. With humans deemed dangerously volatile because of their initial reaction to the invasion, emotional expression can be grounds for execution. Music, art, and books are illegal, but Ellie still keeps a secret library. When young Ilori commander M0RR1S finds Ellie's library, he's duty-bound to deliver her for execution. The trouble is, he finds himself drawn to human music and in desperate need of more. Humanity's fate rests on the hands of an alien Ellie should fear, but Morris has a potential solution, thousands of miles away. The two embark on a wild and dangerous journey with a bag of books and their favorite albums, all the while creating a story and a song of their own that just might save them both. Alright you guys, so next up on this list is When You Are Everything by Ashley Woodfolk. And this book came to me through Twitter, and I'm really excited to get a copy of it eventually and read it, because this book talks about friendship breakups instead of romantic breakups. And I feel like nobody actually really talks about that, but friendship breakups can hurt more than romantic breakups. So I'm excited to see what this book is all about. The description from Amazon reads, "You can't rewrite the past, but you can always choose to start again. It's been 27 days since Cleo and Layla's friendship imploded. Nearly a month since Cleo realized they'll never be besties again. Now, Cleo wants to erase every memory, good or bad, that tethers her to her ex-best friend. But pretending Layla doesn't exist isn't as easy as Cleo hoped, especially after she's assigned to be Layla's tutor. Despite budding friendships with other classmates and a raging crush on a gorgeous boy named Dom, Cleo's turbulent past with Layla comes back to haunt them both. Alternating between timelines of then and now, When You Were Everything blends past and present into an emotional story about the beauty of self-forgiveness, the promise of new beginnings, and the courage it takes to remain open to love." Alright, so entry number 5 on this list is another book by Mimi Grace, the first book that she published, Along for the Ride. The summary from Amazon reads, "This road to love may have a few speed bumps. Former hot mess Jolene Baxter is committed to doing better. It's why she offered to help her sister and brother-in-law move across the country. However, her goodwill is tested when last-minute changes, mainly her father ditching her for an all-expenses-paid vacation, forces her to make the journey with a man who is the human version of a pebble in her shoe. Jason Akana operates on lists and bitter coffee, but none of those things will help him on a 16-hour trip with the most infuriating woman. Maybe they can get along and forget their heated confrontation 5 years ago at his best friend's wedding, when pigs fly. But the addition of vehicle problems, an unplanned pit stop in a small town, and chemistry that inconveniently tags along shifts their perspectives. And once the dust settles after their trip, a tentative friendship emerges. Will these two stubborn people successfully navigate the unexpected feelings that follow close behind? Or will they hit a roadblock before reaching happily ever after?" Okay, so the next book on this list is Charming as a Verb by Ben Philippe, and if you have been on the channel for any length of time, you know that this is a book that I'm really excited to get my hands on, and I honestly can't wait to get a copy because I love YA and I love romance and I love those two genres together, and this is that. So, on to the back of the book. Henry Halty Wagner can charm just about anyone. He is a star debater and popular student at the prestigious Fate Academy, the dutiful first-generation Haitian son, and the trusted dog walker for his wealthy New York City neighbors. But his easy smiles mask a burning ambition to attend his dream college, Columbia University. There is only one person who seems immune to Henry's charms, his intense classmate and neighbor, Corinne Troy. When she uncovers Henry's less than honest dog walking scheme, she blackmails him into helping her change her image at school. Henry agrees, seeing a potential upside for himself. Soon, what started as a mutual hustle turns into something more surprising than either of them ever bargained for. This is a sharply funny and insightful novel about the countless hustles we have to keep from doing the hardest thing, being ourselves. Entry number 7 on this book is The Revolution of Bertie Randolph by Brandy Colbert, and I recently finished reading The Voting Booth by Brandy Colbert, which I will be doing a review of later, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. And so now I'm eager to read some of her other works, and this is the one that's next up on the list. Dove Bertie Randolph works hard to be the perfect daughter and follow the path her parents have laid out for her. She quit playing her beloved soccer. She keeps her nose buried in textbooks, and she's on track to finish high school at the top of her class. But then, Bertie falls hard for Booker, a sweet boy with a troubled past, whom she knows her parents will never approve of. When her estranged aunt Carlene returns to Chicago and moves into the family's apartment above their hair salon, Bertie notices the tension building at home. Carlene is sweet, friendly, and open-minded. She's also spent decades in and out of treatment facilities for addiction. As Bertie becomes closer to both Booker and Carlene, she yearns to spread her wings. But when long-buried secrets rise to the surface, everything she's known to be true is turned upside down. All right, moving on to number 8 on this list, which is Happiness in Jersey by Jacinta Howard. This is the first book in her prototype series, and it has been recommended to me several times, so hopefully I will be getting a copy of this once things settle down in the near future. But as of now, this is what the back of the book says. The only thing in Jersey Kincaid's world that she has time for are keeping her grades up so that she doesn't lose her scholarship to South Texas University, playing the bass in her band, The Prototype, and satisfying her coffee addiction. Oh, and the occasional random hookup she indulges in to pass the time. Love? Not so much. Say that crap for a Katherine Heigl or Natalie Portman movie. Jersey's seen enough in life, courtesy of her pops, to realize that undying romance is nothing more than a myth used to sell books and movie tickets. And she knows too well the only thing inevitable in life is death. Love is definitely not promised. That's why when Jersey meets Isaiah, Zay, Broussard, with his soulful gray eyes, quick wit, and easy charm, she's determined to remain aloof. She doesn't have time to get sidetracked by fleeting fantasies, even if she does feel an unexplainable connection to Zay she's never experienced before. But when his interest in her only seems to intensify, despite her attempts to brush him off, she gets to see a side of him and herself she didn't expect. Alright, moving on to entry number 9, which is To Astera with Love by Amanda Ross. I actually came across Amanda on Instagram, and this is her debut novel, and it's got vampires for presidents, so I'm intrigued, to say the least. But let's just get on to the back of the book. America, 2022. Drugs are legal, witches are real, and a literal vampire is president. In this world of boutique blood bars and policies that force witches to out themselves, 21-year-old Mercury Amel just wants to live. He wishes that the ages-old feud between vampires and witches didn't exist. He wishes that his powers and his skin color didn't increase his odds of being burned at the stake. After making a powerful enemy, Mercury and his friends must travel to Astera, an annual gathering of all witch kind. They battle vampire cops, evil witches, aggressive humans, and each other along the way as they struggle to make it in one piece. Will their collective power be enough to get them to Astera safely, or will they fall prey to their enemies and the laws that spell their destruction? Entry number 10 on this list is Bells Will Be Ringin' by Michelle Mitchell. This is a holiday novella, and if you have been on the channel, you will know that I have read her previous novella, Could Have Been. I absolutely loved it. If you want to know more about it, I will link to the video in the description box below so that you can go watch it. I highly recommend it. And I'm excited for this because I want to read more Black holiday books. So, onward to the back of the book. There's no place like home for the holidays, unless your inability to mind your own business creates a strain in your family. Harper Hilson has good intentions, but last year her overprotective persona was not the gift her siblings hoped to receive. Last Christmas, Harper managed to ruin a lucrative business deal for her sister, Wesley, and destroyed her brother Donovan's relationship with his one true love. This year, she's determined to make amends. As much as she seeks to have a harmonious holiday with her family, that small mission is growing to be more difficult each day as unresolved drama from Christmas past takes on new twists and turns that even Harper couldn't have predicted. She will have to decide if she should intervene on her siblings' behalf or wait and see how the drama unfolds. Entry number 11 on this list is Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden, and honestly, I just love the cover. It's what drew me in, and I read the description after that, and I was just like, ooh, I definitely want a copy of this at some point. I have yet to acquire it, but I'm still hoping. But on to the back of the book. Earth is a distant memory. Habitable extrasolar planets are still out of reach. For generations, humanity has been clinging to survival by establishing colonies with enormous vacuum-breathing space beasts and mining their resources to the point of depletion. Rash, dreamy, and unconventional Seske Kaylee should be preparing for her future role as clan leader, but her people have just culled their latest beast, and she's eager to find the cause of the violent tremors plaguing their new home. Defying social barriers, Seske teams up with her best friend, a beast worker, and ventures into restricted areas for answers to end the mounting fear and rumors. Instead, they discover grim truths about the price of life in the void. Then, Sesuke is unexpectedly thrust into the role of clan matriarch, responsible for thousands of lives in a harsh universe where a single mistake can be fatal. Her claim to the throne is challenged by a rival determined to overthrow her and take control, her intelligent, cunning, and confident sister. Sesuke may not be a born leader like her sister, yet her unorthodox outlook and incorruptible idealism may be what the clan needs to save themselves and their world. Alright, entry number 12 on this list is a book that came across my timeline on Twitter and looks interesting considering the first look that I read on Amazon. So here it is on this list. Friends Who Drink Together by Charmaine Slade. Shawn Smith is a young, successful bachelorette navigating the ebb and flow of her complicated dating life and loving every minute of it. She's a liberal girl in her own little world with no time for trivial things like love and commitment to slow her down. With her 3 best friends, Marcus, Tori, and Andrea by her side, indulging in her raunchy tales of everything from one-night stands to role-playing, what could possibly go wrong? Just about everything, when Shawn decides to hide a past romantic encounter she shared with Andrea's new boyfriend. Shawn thinks that keeping the secret will protect her friend from heartbreak. When the information is spilled during a drunken night of fun, Shawn quickly realizes that this was the worst possible decision. It draws a wedge between the entire group of friends, one that seems impossible to mend. Get to know Shawn and her crew as they take this journey filled with love, heartbreak, laughter, and steamy love scenes that are not for the faint of heart. This book contains mature themes, so it is not for readers under the age of 18. Fair warning. Alright, and the last entry on this list is Early Departures by Justin A. Reynolds. This book came across my feed because recently on BookTube and on Book Twitter, a lot of people were talking about his first book, which is the opposite of Always, and I thought the cover was interesting. So hey, I clicked on it, and now it is on my list of things to read. But let's get into what it's actually about. What if you could bring your best friend back to life, but only for a short time? Jamal's best friend, Q, doesn't know that he died, and that he's about to die. Again, he doesn't know that Jamal tried to save him, and that the reason they haven't been friends for 2 years is because Jamal blames Q for the accident that killed his parents. But what if Jamal could have a second chance? A new technology allows Q to be reanimated for a few weeks before he dies, permanently. And Q's mom is not about to let anyone ruin this miracle by telling Q about his impending death. So how can Jamal fix everything if he can't tell Q the truth? Alright, you guys, that is it for this list. There are links to all the books in the description box below, as well as a link to my Amazon wishlist if you want to gift me one of these books for my birthday and receive overwhelming amounts of gratitude and appreciation. These are just a few books, you guys, but check them out and remember that you cannot be passive in supporting Black authors. You have to be vigilant. So if you come across any books by Black authors, feel free to DM me, message me, let me know so that I can add them to one of these lists and share them with the world. Also, as a quick update, there will be no Melanin chat on the channel this week, the 13th, or next week, the 20th. I am currently moving cross country and no internet means no live stream. However, we will be back on October 27th at 3 p.m. on the channel, so join us then. But that is it for this video. I will leave links to where you can purchase my book, Keeping Promises, and follow me, CM Lockhart, and my company, Written in Melanin Publishing, on social media. If you enjoyed this video, please tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications. There are new videos on the channel every week. If you love books by Black authors, consider supporting us through Patreon. Every penny goes to supporting Black authors and bringing more of their books to the masses. You also get access to some exclusive perks such as sneak peeks, the Melanin After Chat, and more. So if you're down for the cause, then there is a link in the description box below. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Bye, you guys!